way.
Let's go, let's go. First in fashion.
Hey moguls, it's Carisha with Roman Inc. We are with actor, model, and stuntman Harley Castro. We're going to have a nice little interview, get some footage, some commentary about his upcoming projections and projects. What made you want to start acting? What age were you? Did you see something or something inspire you?
You know, I spent 13 years in the military.
Right.
I joined the Army when I was 17. First I graduated high school at 16, 2 years early.
Oh, you're smart.
With a high school diploma. Smart enough to know the system.
Right.
And know my way around 4 years in high school.
Right.
So I went to an adult education program at 15, stuck it out hard for a whole year, and then graduated with a high school diploma.
That's good.
At the age of 16. 17, I joined the military, joined the Army, and then just after my first duty station, which was 3 years in Germany,
Right.
I decided to continue my process as a military soldier, as a career soldier. So I stayed in 13 years, 2 tours to Iraq,
What was that like?
over a year long.
Oh, the military.
It was okay. It was all right.
You made it back though.
I made it back, and
That's
everybody
what
with me
counts.
made it back. That's what counts.
That's always what counts.
But our first tour was definitely different than our second. Same campaign, same location, but 2 different wars.
Right.
And it was really, we lost a lot more guys from my company our second time than our first time. You know, and it's hard. It's hard when you lose friends and people that you're really close to.
It is.
But it doesn't stop time. You know what I mean? So you got to keep driving forward.
Right.
And I've always been a connoisseur of like movies, and you know, spending that much time deployed. The one thing that the Iraqis, the Middle Easterns are good about is bootlegging some of the stuff before it even comes out.
What's your favorite movie?
I don't really have like a solid favorite.
No.
One of my greatest favorite movies though is the role. It's not because of the movie. It's because of Al Pacino's role in it was Scent of a Woman.
I love that movie.
Just his role and I read up everything he had to do for that. He would literally like his preparing for that role. He would sit there and try to pretend like really play off as he was blind, and that's the only way he could make it is if he was like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, really.
Right. It was a very Oscar-worthy movie.
To have your eyes open and look like you're blind and never blink and
Right.
all that other stuff. It definitely was a stunning role, and no one better than Al Pacino could play that.
No. It seems like that helped inspire you to become an actor.
Well, it's not just that. What really inspired me the most is being overseas and watching so many movies and so many TV shows. Like I watched every single season, an episode of CSI, the original, the one from Las Vegas.
Right.
It's because I really wanted to take what the action genre has, being that I've been in real live action.
Right.
Being a soldier deployed, I wanted to give that attention to detail to some of the stuff that I didn't think was getting.
Right.
You know, so when I decided to discontinue my career as a soldier, it just became. I decided to try acting first, and the second I did it, I got the bug.
And then you're hooked.
Yeah, now I've been hooked. And it was last year in September of last year. First gig I ever had, I was called out by Clive Baker. It was casting extras for BET's The Game. So in, I think it was episode 3, the Black People's episode of season 5 of The Game, I'm featured with Kobe Bell walking out of one of the stores.
Right.
And Kobe Bell plays Jason.
Did you get to meet him?
I got to meet him. I was talking to him for a little bit, hanging out with him for a little bit. It was cool. It was really different, you know. And it's like, and seeing everything they were doing for him, I was like, you know, that's
where you want to
I
go.
was like, I want to get some of that. You know,
Right.
I want to get some of that limelight. So I saw what they were doing. I saw what he did, and I was just thinking, you know, I could do that.
Right.
And then even more so, I can really get into like the action genre and give the public and the audience something that they can really believe.
Right.
While in the service, my last 2 years in the military, I was a drill sergeant in Fort Benning, Georgia. So I was, I was a hard butt. I was really.
Oh, you were one of the mean drill
Oh
sergeants.
yeah, I was
Giving
really,
it to them tough, huh?
I was really, really mean, really mean. But I think it's necessary when you're learning, when your soldiers, your civilian is turning into a soldier.
Right.
And when you're creating that, you want a soldier, especially in the infantry, which is what I did the whole 13 years. When you're creating an infantry soldier, it has to be somebody who's not weak-hearted or faint.
Right, you don't want them to break.
Right, and most soldiers that go through basic training today are almost guaranteed to instantly deploy shortly after arriving to their first duty station.
Oh, they say Americans are lazy.
So I want to make sure that these guys, I wanted to make sure they were prepared for what was coming.
Right.
So in doing that, being so hardcore and whatnot, I also been very passionate about fighting my whole life.
Right.
Both amateurly and professionally. At 13, I started boxing. I was working boxing for a club called Hard Knocks Boxing Club.
Is that in Atlanta or Oregon?
No, it's in Oregon, which is where I'm originally from. So I had to deal with the owner of the club. It was almost like a movie process of its own. If I cleaned the gym, I got free admission, free training, stuff like that.
Right.
And then I also got put on the books because of him. My trainer Kip, which was the owner of the boxing club, me and his son were the same age, so we became like sparring partners. And we put on shows all around Oregon. Then we would fight at other clubs. I got 33 sanctioned fights in the ring as a boxer.
Oh, that's great. Is that what made you want to become a stuntman? Because
No, it's just because I feel like I'm not prone to be hurt real easily. I've been made through a lot of stuff.
Well, you made it through 2 terms of Iraq, so.
Yeah. So I just thought that is what I think a good stuntman is as an actor who wants to do action,
Right.
to know how to do stunts and be able to do stunt work. But my last 2 years in the military, I was sent to schools and I became a certified instructor for Army combatives.
Oh, okay.
Which is the MACP program, it's the Modern Army Combatives program. Modern Army Combatives is basically, the written scripture of it is a combination between MMA, which is mixed martial arts, and Krav Maga.
Right.
And that's what I'm a specialist at. To include, because all the training I had done real life and then had given and was teaching other soldiers or teaching civilians becoming soldiers to do. I'm an expert at close quarters combat, hand-to-hand combat, weapons and tactics, anything that has to do with a weapon, arm, disarm, rearm, reuse. Yeah, so I have all the stuff that you want to see an actor do,
Right.
I have in real time done
Right.
and know how to do.
So it's going to make you a better actor at the end of the day.
I believe so. I believe so. I believe it
It
make me
will.
more believable
It
to
will.
the public, to the audience. And I think that's what they want to see. I think
Right.
they really want to see, like, as a soldier myself, those small little details that you can pinpoint
Right.
an actor doing, I think makes it from being okay film to I'm going to let everybody know what that is.
Right.
I'm going to share this with everybody that
Would you
I
say
come in contact with.
action movies are your favorite to do then? Is that what
That's definitely where my passion is. That's where my goal is. I would like to be and will become a household name when you think of action movies, when you think of action genre. I want to be that guy that you think of next. That next Jason Statham.
He's an amazing actor.
But I also feel that I'm definitely capable of doing, a Channing Tatum. Also, something that's a little more,
Right.
a little more non-action, a little more romantic.
Right.
Traveling the world in a lot of different places. I've experienced a lot of life, and I think I can. In my character roles, that's what I pull from. I pull from the different walks of life that I've worked with and been around. So when I have a role coming up, I find where I've actually done that somewhere in my life, and that's where I pull from. That's where I get my.
That's how you get into character.
Right.
Right. You said you filmed Hunger Games too. What was that like?
Well, I was a peacekeeper in Hunger Games, which is, it's not a real definitive role, but
Right.
it's a real I would say a featured, a special role. You
Right.
know, it's a specialty role because, you know, for one, I was fitted for the uniform, which I can't say was.
No, nothing.
No, I can't. I just, you know, I have a lot of integrity,
Right.
and one thing Lionsgate doesn't want to do is leak any.
Right.
They want to try to keep as much information under wraps. As
Oh,
they
trust
can.
me, everyone's going to tune in to watch the Hunger Games.
Oh yeah, and the thing is when I go to see it, when I go to see it with people, friends, we'll probably get the group of us that did the peacekeeper roles the most, and because I did it for 2 months,
Right.
I was all the time. Talked a lot with Jennifer Lawrence, Woody Harrelson.
Great actors.
You know, I met Lenny Kravitz, talked with him a little bit. Just the whole cast. Josh that plays Peter. Just the whole cast. I did get a picture with Francis, the director.
Oh, okay.
You know, so stuff like that I'm really like, you know, I pace at posting up, you know, when the time's right.
Did you gain any experiences that you'll never forget from filming Hunger Games?
Hunger Games and more than just Hunger Games. I think every time I've been on a set, I've experienced and have done something different,
Right.
or learned something new. Every time there's something you can take away from being on set. Every time, anything from independent roles to, you know, I think major casting roles. You know.
Do you feel like that's helping build you as an actor?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
What about independent roles? What kind of independent roles have you done?
Well, I've done several. I played my first feature role, my first principal role in a feature film that was an independent film. It was called The Doorway. It was a horror film, and it was kind of a little more like slash comedy also. But I had dialogue through half the movie.
Okay.
And that was, you know, something that was definitely a challenge. This was my first time as a principal role actor.
Okay.
And then since then, I've done 4 or 5 different short films.
Okay.
I've done teasers, trailers, you know, music videos.
Very productive.
Everything I could get in and get my hands on that would have something. It's all got something to give you in the end. If it's building your craft,
Right.
giving you credit, or paying you,
Right.
either way, it's got something to give you in the end.
To get
no
you
matter
to the next
what.
step of
It's
your
definitely it's definitely it's a craft builder, and that's what you got to do, you know. And then there's other stuff you can take. You know, you also take classes and stuff. Atlanta's a big range of different types of you know, industry careers that you want. You know, anything from acting to modeling to music to directing or doing crew work. You know, however you want to, you know, progress in the industry, it's all out here.
Do you dabble in anything besides acting? Do you model?
I've done some modeling. I've done some modeling here and there. Trying to get a little more cut, fit right now.
Tighten it up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm trying to tighten it up a little bit to do some more. I'll probably do some more modeling once I do. But yeah, you know, I've done modeling. I've helped work crew on some things. I've done some fight scenes, some stunt work, and then I've done. You know, I'm trying to get into that. I'm at the process now. I think the level now where I want to get into, you know, writing, directing,
Right.
and producing myself.
Who's your favorite movie writer?
You know, I really don't have a favorite movie writer. You know, J.J. Abrams is really good.
Yes, he is very good.
You know, some of the directors I'd say would be like Christopher Nolan, definitely.
Yeah, Christopher Nolan.
Definitely is a director, and he's a good writer too. He wrote and produced the new Superman.
Coming out next year.
Right. Christopher Nolan wrote and produced it, but he had someone else direct it.
Right.
But it's still Christopher Nolan's film.
Right.
And it's a legendary film, and just the way they you know, to take a character, a superhero that's been around that long, and shoot him in a whole new light.
Right. It looks completely different from the past. Man.
It was that, and it's going to have a completely different storyline.
Right.
A lot of people aren't. And, you know, there's the people who are going to be diehard Superman fans that have probably followed him since the beginning of time that are, you know, won't like it, and then there's going to be some that are going to really respect the different aspect that they shot him in on this one.
Right.
But I got another project coming out in 2013 as principal role. Then I just wrapped principal photography on. And it's my second role in an independent feature film.
Okay, what's it called?
That's called Atlanta Heat 2.
Okay.
Atlanta Heat 1 was the short film that was, it's written, and the writer and the creator of it is Janine Chait.
Okay.
And it was entered in one of the Peachtree Film Festival out here, and it won some awards for it. So she wrote the feature, and now it's been created. It's been, they're probably about to wrap all of principal photography on it here soon. But
for the people that don't know exactly what Atlanta Heat is, what exactly is it about?
Atlanta Heat 2 is it's a follow-on from the first one, and Atlanta Heat is about a female detective who's kind of caught in between doing the right thing and corruption at the same time, and it all has to deal with other characters. And the thing is it's the Miami Heat version. It's Atlanta style of Miami Heat version.
Oh, okay.
So it's like Miami Heat, but it's the Atlanta version.
Okay, so what role do you play in the movie?
I play Ronnie, which is a dating interest to Jarnine, who plays the lead female role.
Oh.
And it's directed by Algie Salal, who's directed a lot of films and is doing a lot of work out here. And then there's a lot of work. There's a lot of projects.
Is there any particular role that you won't do in the industry? Is there something you might shy away from, or something you think is good to do with your resume? There has to be something that you just know you are not touching as an actor.
Well, I'm actually, because I have an agent. After acting for a year, I managed to finally get an agent. Like about 4 or 5 months ago, I signed with an agent.
That's good.
And they sent me a role to audition for Army Wives season 7.
Oh no, not reality TV.
And the thing is, Army Wives is like based off true stories, but it's shot as in like a TV series format.
Right.
So it's Lifetime, but it's not like real reality.
Okay.
But the thing is like I actually had to consult with a few people about the role they asked me to play, because I wasn't so sure I was comfortable with it. But honestly, I don't think I have a boundary.
Okay.
I really don't. I think everything that I can do, that I can sell to the public, is worth doing. That not sell as in financially, but like as in visually to the audience. Is like they can believe what I'm doing, or the character role that I'm in is believable. Then I feel I've done my job as an actor.
Would you play a role if you're dressed up as a woman?
Yeah. I mean, if that's what it called for. I mean, they might have to make sure they got a budget.
Because you're gonna have to walk in heels and get some makeup.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? I take what I do very serious. So, but I would do it if that's what it took to do. My thing is, it's as an actor, your job is to take somebody else's character, somebody else's creation, and bring it to life. But then you're gonna have to do it the way it fits you. So I always say, I got a quote that I always say is, be somebody else, but be yourself doing it.
I like it.
Because that's what you're doing.
Right.
You gotta take in anything that any character you get, you gotta think, okay, how would I really do this in real life? But you gotta do it in the confinements of what somebody else has already designed. That's your job as an actor.
Okay. Now, when you shoot horror movies, I have to ask this: do you actually get scared on the set? Because horror movies are very scary, and I know they do a lot of crazy stuff to get you guys to scream or be afraid. How does that work?
Well, it's funny because I don't like watching horror films.
You don't?
At all.
And you shot one.
I've been in several. I was in a short film that was a horror film
Did
also.
you watch it yourself?
Yeah. And
you were freaked.
No, it's weird because it's like, I can't stand horror films. There's a lot of visual effects, a lot of special effects that are incorporated in horror films most of the time. If they want it to be a good horror film, they're almost going to have that.
Right.
But at the same time, being on set for instance, like the feature film I did, The Doorway, I was trying to take a nap when they were filming in one of the other rooms because we were there late nights, all overnight shots.
Right.
So we'd work during the day or do our stuff during the day and come and shoot all night long until early morning. So the only way we were ever gonna sleep and eat was if we did it on set.
Right.
So I was asleep and Jessica Small, who's another very, very good actress out here, she was shooting one of her scenes and she screamed so loud and so realistic, I think she woke death.
Oh my goodness.
She literally woke me out of a dead sleep and I thought everything had just got real. I was like, oh, this is it.
You're done.
This is the real deal. This is no longer a movie set. So, yeah, but as far as like realistically scared, no. It's just, you're so focused and so busy doing stuff that you don't even pay any attention to. So it definitely is fun. I don't think I have a single genre that I'm not willing to do or take on.
If you could shoot with anybody right now in the industry, dead or alive, who would it be?
Ooh, dead or alive?
Yes. There are some great stuff we have
In the
flaws.
industry, well, she's definitely alive, and I would do more than just want to be on set with her. I would try to wifey her.
Who?
And I just brain farted her name too.
Oh no.
Well, she'll probably never see this. I hope she never sees this.
Oh, well, you're going to be a star, so she's definitely going to see
Oh, Mila Kunis.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Yes.
I love her.
Like just her whole, like her look.
She has her own
her
signature
style,
look.
yeah.
Right.
Definitely. Female-wise, Mila Kunis. I think she's a terrific actress. Very good look. I think she can definitely. She's awesome.
Yeah, she is awesome.
But some of the top male actors I would like to work with. One is definitely Channing Tatum.
Yeah,
He'd be
he's
awesome.
a great actor.
I think he's very good. The dude's like, he's on.
He's tall, too.
Yeah, but he's on his grind.
Yeah,
He had 3 films come out in 2012, and all 3 of them are top 5 nominated.
Right. Well, he has a family, so he's got to keep working.
Yeah, and he's a very, very credited actor. But it'd be him, another upcoming star that I think is fantastic is Jordan Gordon-Levitt. Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Him, Leonardo DiCaprio, Daniel Day-Lewis, and yeah, those are probably some of the top actors I'd love to work with. Obviously, Jason Statham or Vin Diesel, some guys that are definitely
your action heroes.
Yeah, some serious action heroes. I actually will say I was part of a scene, small piece, for Arnold Schwarzenegger's new movie called. It'll be Breacher when it comes out, but it's going for the.
Was that shot in Atlanta?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
There's something.
Oh, so you did get a shot.
Yeah, I actually, and his entire crew are all other well-known actors that I can't reveal because I've signed NDAs. But I worked with Arnold, I was 5 feet from this guy, and
What was that like?
it was cool. He's a legend. He's been out there. He's been around, he's been in a lot of films, a lot of movies. So it was cool being in the scene with him. He's definitely one of those action heroes you want to be around.
Any upcoming projects in 2013 that you already shot?
Well, Atlanta Heat comes out. Another one is I was featured as Morris Chestnut's partner in Identity Thief.
Oh, okay. He's a great actor.
Yes, and he's a really down-to-earth guy too. His demeanor is so professional and so realistic. It was it was really fun to work with him. Got to talk to him a lot, learned a lot from him, watching how Seth Gordon, the director, would give him the same. They did the same scene, same shot, same subject, and would give him a different direction for it. Like a little angry, a little happy, a little sad, and to watch him literally deliver that on the spot, on the fly, was just incredible.
Right.
It definitely made me really wish, really want more, to
Right.
perceive more, and be
Got
like,
you hungry.
yeah, it really did. And the star of the movie, though, is Jason Statham. Not Jason Statham. Jason Bateman, the funny actor from Horrible Bosses. He was the lead for Arrested Development, the TV show. Funny guy. Even offset, even off screen, off camera. Jason is just a hilarious dude to be around.
So when is that movie coming out?
It comes out February 2013. It'll be in theaters.
Okay.
And then it'll also be, I'll have Atlanta Heat coming out after that. Atlanta Heat 2, sorry. I have Atlanta Heat 2 coming out after that. And then Hunger Games will come out after that.
Well, you had a productive year, and the year didn't even get here so far.
Yeah, it's, there's a lot of stuff. A lot of people don't realize in the film industry, everything's shot way in advance.
Right.
And then it takes a lot in post to get everything up and running, all the editing, all the cutting, and then, then once you get past that, then you get into all the marketing and all the publicity, all the promoting, before you even see anything from it, before it even comes out.
Right.
So, but it's fun. It's been good. It's been a good year,
It seems like
and I got so much more on deck for 2013.
Are you going to go to the red carpet for all these movies?
Some of this stuff we'll be having premieres, or we'll be having, like there was a premiere for The Doorway when it wrapped. After it was wrapped, and it was finally it's been finished. We shot it around this time last year.
Oh, okay.
So it's been finished, but there's sometimes a film or a movie will stay on the shelf for, there's some films that stay on the shelf for 6 years.
Because they might not
and
have
just
the right
get
funding
released.
for it.
It has to do with funding, and it has to deal with distribution, locking all that in, and what's film festivals, what can be seen, what can't be seen, what can be shared, what can't be shared. There's a lot more behind the introduction to a film, or creating a film, or even a short, or anything like that. There's a lot more behind it than people realize. But for people who have already production companies like Jason Bateman's production company, or Jason Bateman, and Vin Diesel and several other people, like them, they've already made that groundwork. They've already done that groundwork. They've already made that. Their stuff is established, is what I would say.
About how long do you spend on filming each movie that you've done? What's the longest you ever spent filming?
It just depends. I think The Doorway, I definitely spent, there's about a week of principal photography, and it was all overnight, so it was definitely long
hours.
Yeah, it was definitely a long time. But it just varies from project to project.
Have you ever had a bad experience during filming a movie? Something that just might have turned you the wrong way, and you thought, no, I can't do this?
No, not really.
Nothing?
No, I mean, there's, sometimes it can be aggravating, sometimes you're just like, you're trying to be this pawn.
Right.
And you want to make sure you give it your all.
Right.
But you also want to make sure that it's hard because you want to make sure that your image is maintained as well.
Right.
I wouldn't want somebody, my thing is if you book me as an actor to do action, and I have insight on action on a certain scene, it's very important that both the actors and the director work together and definitely talk and communicate, because that's what's going to make it the best. But when it's one-sided and you're doing just what the actor wants, or just what the director wants, your product's, I feel like your product's not going to be as valuable as it can be. I know how a real gun shoots, so if I'm shooting a real gun, if I'm portraying to shoot a real gun, let me give it that. Let me do my job as an actor and give it that realism and that realistic feel. Unless what you're going for is a non-realistic feel or a non-realistic look, that's different. If you're doing something that's like imagery or make-believe fantasy, something like that, they might not want it to look like you're realistically shooting a weapon. So, if they want to give it some sort of animation and want you to animate that, then that's one thing. But, it just depends. You just got to work. You got to communicate together. That's what it is.
Do you think the violence they portray in action movies these days has a negative effect on the bad things going on the road? We had the situation that happened, Connecticut a few days ago.
Yeah, and I want to definitely say, may all their souls rest in peace, because that was a tragedy. But I don't feel it has anything to do with the availability of a weapon. And my personal thought behind that is, people have been doing crime and committing crime and violence with the use of weapons since the beginning of time.
Right.
Whether it was a sword back in the day or a muzzle-loading musket. Either way, people have used weapons. In a lot. Throughout time. The availability of having a weapon is not going to change anything. But at the same time, it's having the knowledge of how to defend yourself too. I think is very important. So I don't think the fact that he used a weapon was what should change, because you're talking about illegalizing guns, but that's like saying we should illegalize heroin or meth.
Right. Now, I know, because I know
which already is, but people use it and get them anyway.
Right.
You're not going to fix that.
Right.
What needs to be fixed is people need to stop being so vicious with each other, being so arrogant, being so tired of each other. As human beings, we need to start pulling ourselves together. Working together as a community, and if that person's a little too close to you when they walk by, you be the one to be a little extra effort to step off.
Right.
And not make a collision and turn it into something that it doesn't need to be.
Right.
And then if the other person was doing the same, what you would get is a very nice gesture for both of you to move out of the way.
Right.
And you're not going to have that collision and that scenario where you bump one person in the shoulder and 4 people end up shot.
Right. What advice do you have for young people who want to get into acting? Maybe don't want to go to school, or they want to jump in it right now. Is there anything you would tell them?
Yeah, it's kind of hard. It's kind of a touchy subject, because someone who advanced through school themselves,
which a lot of people don't usually do.
I feel there's a lot of things in school that aren't necessary, that aren't helpful for our community or for our kids, our children. But at the same time, having an education and having that responsibility of having to get up and go to school, be a part of that school day, get your work done, do your work, and come home. I think all is part of a build-up towards being responsible as an adult. But at the same time, I think there's a lot of that can be left out too, time-wise. Obviously, I know because I shaved off 2 years of high school and have a high school diploma. So it's not. It doesn't. I don't think it makes you dumber or it makes you less smart. I just think there's a lot of that time in there that's not necessary. So I would say if you want to be into acting and you're a kid, you're a child, the parents should just be smart about how they proceed with that. Definitely don't take education out of it, but at the same time, try to just get them in here and there.
Because you said you went to acting. You went to acting class yourself, right?
I actually have never been in acting.
Oh, okay. No workshops or nothing?
I've done one workshop at Carisha'Zenitta acting studio, and I'm looking to get a coach, an acting coach. Actually, I've been in talks with trying to go through Greg Allen Williams, who runs Actors Breakthrough. Very, very credited actor himself. Very, very, and very, very highly recommended by a lot of other actors, by my agent, by a lot of people. Greg Allen's studio is definitely, I would say, progressive, and you can get a lot of skill, a lot of information through it.
Well, you have such a productive career, and I wish you the best in everything for 2013 with your upcoming projects. Everyone, make sure you support Harley Castro in the Hunger Games Part 2. Identity Thieves with Morris Chestnut in February 2013. And what's Atlanta Heat 2 coming in?
It should be, I believe, when I talked to Al, he said the premiere for cast and crew will be in January, but the actual product will be, I think, released in April.
Do you have a website where the fans can follow you at, or Twitter, Instagram, Facebook?
Yes, I have a Facebook page. Actor Harley C is my Facebook page. I have a Twitter, which is also at Actor Harley C.
Okay.
And then Instagram at Actor Harley C.
Okay, so make sure you guys stay tuned to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Actor Harley C for all his upcoming projects. Again, this is Carisha with Runway Inc. And we just now had a live interview at QuickTime Cinema.